4,000 meters of climbing in your legs, the Galibier behind you, and the Etape du Tour 2026 isn't even over. There's one more climb, the least well known and the one that will decide your day. This is the Col de Sarenne, 1,999 meters high, HC category. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it's going to do to you, so you can pace it perfectly. I've ridden it more times than I can remember, and believe me, this is a tough one. 1 meter short of 2,000 meters above sea level. It's a quiet road, pastoral, runs through an area of natural beauty, and most days you'll see more marmots than you will see cyclists on it, but not during the Etape du Tour 2026. But here's the thing you need to know: the Croix de Fer, Telegraph, Galibier, wide open alpine roads. The Col de Sarenne isn't like this. This is the narrowest road of the whole Etape du Tour. Old, gravelly, with the chance of a few fallen rocks on the day. And you'll be climbing it after 7 or 8 hours in the saddle. You'll come off the Galibier, drop through the Lotterie, and descend for what will feel like ages. Use this time to recover, stay in a group. You'll pass through a few tunnels, the final tunnel being the Tunnel de Chambon, 1 kilometer long. Make sure your lights are on. Through the Chambon tunnel, you'll immediately take a right and you'll be at the base of the Col de Sarenne. It ramps up quickly. Now, if you're based down in Le Bourg d'Oisans or the valley, there's one thing worth knowing at this point. If your legs don't have it, don't start climbing the Col de Sarenne. Stay left, go over the massive dam and descend down to La Bourg d'Oisans. It's a 13 kilometer descent. You'll be home within 30 minutes. If you start the climb, you've got the whole ascent of the Col de Sarenne, plus the descent of Alpe d'Huez. Once you've finished, you're looking at another 2, 3, or possibly 4 hours in the saddle. Obviously, if you are based up in Alpe d'Huez, your choices are limited. Wait for the broom wagon or grit those teeth and get climbing. The Col de Sarenne is 12.8 kilometers long, 954 meters of height gain, average 7.5%, maximum 13.8%. Averages lie, and here is what's underneath that data. The D25 up the Sarenne, sharp right straight after the tunnel. First kilometer to Mizouin, 11.5%. 3 switchbacks, no warm-up. Cold legs straight into the red. Local tip, in Mizouin, there is a permanent water stop. Fill up your bottles here. Once through Mizouin, there is a short descent of about 1 kilometer before you start the climb. Then 2.8 kilometers to Clavant-le-Bas at approximately 7%. After the village, you have 1.2 kilometers of a false flat up to Clavant-le-Haut. Once through this small village, you've got a 5 kilometer switchback ascent up to the summit of the Col de Sarenne. It's fairly steady at the top, but does top out at 13.8%. This part of the climb is exposed. If it's a hot day, you will feel it. Add this to the thousands of cyclists in front of you and behind you, tired, weaving about, maybe walking, maybe the broom wagon is just behind you. It's going to be narrow and busy and very chaotic. Hold your line and eyes up. The Col de Sarenne is not the finish. You've still got more climbing to do. Once you're over the Sarenne, there is a technical, gravelly, narrow descent down towards and then back up to Alpe d'Huez. Concentrate on this section. This could possibly be the most dangerous part of the whole day. Save something for it. You've just come down from the Galibier at over 2,600 meters. You're climbing back up to nearly 2,000 meters. Your heart and lungs already know about the thin air. Eat and drink on the Galibier and Lottery descent, not while you're trying to climb the Sarenne. Quick word before we go on. Everything I'm telling you about the Sarenne are in my maps and GPX package that you can buy on my website. It's all 4 climbs, the Croix de Fer, Telegraph, Galibier and the Sarenne, the full route, the GPX file and a handy map for your smartphone. Just the price of a cup of coffee and a croissant in Alpe d'Huez. If you're riding the Etape in July, buy this now. It'll save a lot of guesswork later. Link in the description below. How to pace it? Pacing, so here's how to ride it. The first kilometre of the D25, find your easiest gear. Don't be a hero. If you go into the red here, your day will be over. Through Mizouin, recovery. Take on water, eat something solid and prepare for the next section. Mizouin to Clavant-le-Bas, settle in. Find a rhythm you can hold. Don't try and follow anyone. The false flat between the 2 clavins, take on liquid. Don't push. People attack here and pay for it in the last 5 kilometres of the climb. The final 5 kilometres, you can start pushing a bit harder, but keep something in reserve. You've still got the ascent of Alpe d'Huez afterwards. The final 3 kilometres ramps up to 13.8%. Get over that ramp, you're nearly home. A word on gearing, definitely a compact chain set, so a 34 on the front and at least a 32 on the rear. I would highly recommend a 34 cassette on the back or even a mountain bike cassette with a 36 or 38. Yes, they do fit. There's no shame in spinning. You crest the Sarenne, the worst is done, but it's not over. The descent into Alpe d'Huez is technical. Narrow, gravelly, blind bends, and lots of tired cyclists. Don't try and make up time here. Concentrate. Brake early into the bends. Be cautious. Save some energy because there is a long drag up to the finish line in Alpe d'Huez. So there we go. That's the Col de Sarenne. You will remember the Col de Sarenne longer than you will remember the other climbs. If you enjoyed this video, then I have a few other videos about the Etape du Tour. There's a full route flyover and a couple of videos about what to do and what not to do. And finally, if you are riding the Etape du Tour this year in July and fancy coming back next year, minus 16,000 other riders, then check out my website. I offer fully supported cycling holidays in the Voisins, Alpe d'Huez, Sarenne, and further afield in France. And if that's not your thing, then check out my Cycling in the Voisins playlist.